Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk. It has definitely been a couple of weeks since I last posted a video, and that is just because school has really been stressful these past couple of weeks because everything has been due at the same time. I have had multiple projects to do, multiple presentations to give, papers to write on top of having my part-time job, my part-time internship, which I have to do projects for class within my internship, and they were all due, at the same time. And I still have 3 weeks left of school. It's not over yet. I have one more paper to write, one more project to do, but the good thing about those is I don't have to present those, thank God. And then I have one more final to write. I love grad school. I wanted to do a book review of an online novel that I read because honestly, when I was super stressed about all the projects and things I had going on, I was like, I need to just be taken out of reality right now. So what did I do? I read a book. I read an online novel, and it is called, there's many different translations of this title, but the title that I had, it was called A Slight Smile is Very Alluring, and the author is Gu Man, I believe that is how you say it. It's a Chinese author, it's a Chinese translated novel, and I believe you pronounce the author's name Gu Man. And so this novel was actually a TV show and a movie, and so I first found out about this book because I saw that it was a TV show like on YouTube and everything like that, and I was just like, oh, that's different, because I've been trying to like get more into like the Asian dramas and stuff because people say they're so good. I'm having a very hard time with that. I'm not going to lie. The shows I have been enjoying the most have been from Thailand. I struggle with the other countries in Asia. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm sorry. But anywho, I found out that it was a TV show and I was like, oh wait, and it had like really good reviews and ratings. I was like, okay, so I looked it up and I saw that it was a novel and a movie. So I'm like, okay, I'll read the novel first, and if I like it, then I'll watch the show, maybe I'll watch the movie, whatever. So long story short, I ended up reading it and it was actually really cute. It's such a cute, fluffy summertime read, and I would recommend it for those purposes. If you just want something very sweet, short, fluffy, no drama whatsoever, that is this book. So I'll read you the synopsis because I'm bad at summarizing things. It says, what is it that makes a man fall in love with a woman at first sight? Appearance? Aura? Wealth? No. When campus prince and gaming expert Zhao Nai, if I butcher these Chinese names, I'm sorry, Zhao Nai first saw Bai Weiwei, what made him fall in love with her was not her extraordinary beauty, but her slim and slender fingers that were flying across the keyboard and her calm and composed manner. How embarrassing. At the same time, gaming expert Bai Weiwei at this time and place was on the computer, methodically commanding a guild war, and won a perfect and glorious victory despite being at a disadvantage, and was completely unaware that Cupid was nearby. Soon after, basketball player, swimmer, and all-around excellent student and gaming company president, Zhao Nai uses both tactics on and offline to get to his beauty's heart. Therefore, this romance slowly blossomed. So, based off of that summary, we get the feeling that these two people like to play video games, and that's fine. And I was going in this book thinking, he's gonna see her playing a video game and be like, oh, let me talk to her, hey honey. But no, there's like a heavy focus on gaming, and starting off like that did kind of put me off a little bit because that is way outside my comfort zone. Like I'm not a gamer. I don't understand anything about gaming. I don't even know anybody who really play video games like that except like the basic stuff that you hear all the time, like the shoot 'em up games or whatever. But this was like very heavily focused on gaming, and as I kept reading, I was just like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. Like, it's really, really cool. This is the major online platform, the multiplayer role-playing online gaming. I don't know. There's an acronym for it, and if I remember, I'll like write it down below. But yeah, I don't know nothing about that stuff. And so the book starts off with Wei playing the game, and this is how we get to know her and the gaming world and everything that entails. Like the first third of the book, we're literally in the game, and so it almost feels like a story within a story, which it was kind of cool. And through this, we're able to learn, you know, the rules of the game, what the gaming world looks like, all the gaming terminology and stuff, and what's so great about it. And we also meet other characters inside the game that we end up meeting later on in the story in real life as well. And I thought this was like cool at first. Like, it was cool to actually learn about some type of gaming, since I said I know nothing. And following along with the gaming terminology and the rules and stuff, it was really simple. It wasn't hard to catch on to or anything like that. But then after a while, I will be honest, I got bored, and that's probably just because, like I mentioned, I'm not a gamer. So after I understood it and got past the cool, I was just like, okay, I've had enough. So after about the 4th chapter or so, I wanted to get out of the game and just be in real life already and talk with humans and not gaming characters. Wei, she's like your typical college girl. Like, she's likable, she studies hard, but at the same time she has her own hobbies, and hers just happens to be video games. And I believe she didn't actually get started in video games until she went to college. So oh, she's a junior, if I didn't mention that. But yeah, she's a typical college girl. She didn't come from a family with truckloads and truckloads of money, which I have noticed Asian storylines tend to do that a lot with their characters. They make their characters rich, especially the men, like the male love interest. They like to make him rich. I don't know why. At least the ones I've come across have. But she doesn't come from a family with truckloads of money. I believe she lives like way far out in the country with her parents. She works really hard, possibly harder than most college students, because she is in the computer science faculty at her university. That's not easy. Yeah. One thing that I wasn't really expecting was that I wasn't expecting the author to make her so pretty. Like, there's nothing wrong with being super pretty and nothing wrong with being a very beautiful gamer nerd, but like, it was to the point where I'm like, she sounds otherworldly, and it was, I don't know, it kind of turned me off a little bit. Like, I know in the US there's a stigma of nerd, like computer gaming nerds. They're like usually short and scrawny and filled with acne and socially awkward and just generally lacking in many areas. And I mean, that may not even be a thing in China. Like I said, that's here in America. That's like a stereotype for gamer nerds. And I like that she wasn't that stereotype, but at the same time, I do feel like the author made her too physically flawless. Like, she was perfect. And I'm just like, all right. And like, every time somebody saw her, they'd just be like, like in awe. And I'm like, she's just a freaking human. Like, I don't understand. And the same can be said with the male love interest and other main character, Zhao Nai. And of course, just like in many Asian stories from what I've heard and the few that I have seen, they make the main character like this cold and aloof and mean guy. But really, he's not that way. He's like super understanding and romantic and passionate and all this other kind of stuff. And I was just like, oh. But after I got past all of like those stereotypes, I was like, he's actually kind of cool. Yeah, but he also was physically flawless as well. He's supposed to be like this tall, elegant guy, but he's like otherworldly handsome. And I'm just like, here we go. So Wei, she was actually voted the top beauty in her school faculty in the computer science program, but Zhao Nai is like voted as most hot, like most handsome in the entire university. So I'm just like, okay, here we go with even more flawlessness. But I mean, whatever. And to top it off, he was rich too. But I didn't hold that against him, because he was rich by his own doing. He didn't come from a family of money either. His parents were teachers, and he became rich by owning his own gaming company. Like I mentioned, he's the president of the gaming company, and he's like the top gaming expert in this particular game that we're in. So anywho, I do feel like even though Zhao Nai was kind of like a certain stereotype in these stories. I liked him. I think he was a great character. In real life, like if I wasn't trying to make him my boyfriend, we would just be cool. Like, I don't know, some moments of his personality, I'm just like, that's so me. Oh my goodness. The story itself was really simple. It was just a simple love story, in my opinion. It was a boy sees girl, boy and girl finally meet, boy and girl fall in love, the end. Like, there was no drama, there was no real climax, there was no love triangles, nothing. And the little bit of drama that could have been was handled very quickly. And this goes for real life and in the game. There was actually more drama in the game than there was in real life. But like I said, it was handled very quickly, done away with, you forget about it. It was just super lighthearted, super fun, like a very easy way to pass the time, and it did what it needed to do at the time, which was de-stress me from my college life. As for the characters, I do think the majority of the characters were likable, at least the main characters were. You liked who you're supposed to like, you didn't like who you weren't supposed to. And the other characters, which are usually really all of Zhao Nai's friends, once even if you forget their names, you know who they are just based off of like how they speak, because the book flips back and forth between their gaming names and their real names, which can get kind of confusing. But me personally, I never wondered who was talking. I also enjoyed the author's writing style. I think it was simple, but yet in many moments it was actually quite poetic, and especially when we were inside the game. There were a few steamy scenes between the two main characters, and I was just like the way the author wrote it, I was just like, oh my god, I need to experience me a kiss like that, okay? Like, there wasn't any raunchiness at all. Like, it was very well written, it was very well done, and it didn't make me feel like all aroused and hot and bothered. I was just like, yes, you kiss her like that, okay? But it did make me wonder like how well this would transfer on screen, because I hope I do not offend anybody when I say this, but the few Asian shows that I have seen, whenever there is any scenes of intimacy or a kiss, it is so unbearably awkward that I literally have to skip it or cover my face like a child, because I suffer from so much secondhand embarrassment trying to watch them get this kiss on screen. And I'm just like, no. And if it could be as flawless as it was in the book, then it'll be okay. But usually it's not. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. It was the perfect lighthearted read that I needed. It was fun. I would read it again. Like, I just liked it. I don't think it was like a 5 out of 5 star book or anything like that, but it was great. I liked it. And if I could rate it, I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars. You know, very neutral. I liked it. I would recommend it. Yeah, so that's all for today. I'm happy to be getting this book review out because I've actually finished this book, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and I have the review up on my blog, but I never put it on here. I never got around to recording it because I share a room and she's always here, and yeah, we don't go anywhere, but I don't like recording in front of other people. So anyway, how's things going for you guys? Let's chat, you know, comment down below. Is school life over for you? Like, I know in, where is it? Is it Australia or New Zealand or some other country, they're like starting university now, which is weird because in America we're ending. Are you guys stressed? Because I'm stressed, and that's why I'm blabbing on right now. Anywho, let me get these other projects out the way. Thank you guys for listening. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you read this book because it's cute. If not, just go ahead and watch the show. But that's all for today. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.